Let me tell you why you're here.
I've seen things.
Oh my god.
Whoa, yeah! You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Guaranteed to jack you up.
Yo, what is going on, my dudes? It's your host, Lamarstaysweird, coming to you once again with another podcast. Now, it has been a very long time, and I am so sorry for that. It's just life happened, things got in the way. Obviously, a lot of changes and a completely new setup right now. So obviously, it's been some good, some bad. It's been all over the place, but yeah, man. A lot of things have changed. Quick update. Haven't been watching a whole lot of movies as I should be. Definitely not like I used to, especially now that I've been trying to focus more on like my mental health, my relationships with other people, and also got a new full-time job. So that's taking a lot of time. My scheduling is definitely a little weirder. So I got to find a way to, honestly, I got to have way better time management skills. And that's honestly what people need to get anything done nowadays. So very important. So something I really recommend, since I'm having a hard time doing it myself, but it's always easier to solve other people's problems. Yeah, time management. Please try to do better with it. You know, set time apart for you to want to do the things you want to do, and then also do other things, maybe learn, grow, anything like that. And even time to relax. There's always time to relax and sometimes not do anything. It's perfectly okay to do that too. So yeah, we got to do that. We got to take care of ourselves a little bit. All right. But this episode, I'm probably not going to be chopping up a whole lot because I do want to try to save time on myself when I'm editing. So I feel like the podcasts might start to get more raw, maybe. I don't know. Like I think that's going to be the way to put it. So hopefully you won't hear too many ums, and all that other type of stuff. But I'm still going to try to keep these at least like under an hour. I want to have at least a little consistency right there. But as you can tell by like the thumbnail, and I have no idea what the thumbnail is even going to look like right now, or even the title of this fucking episode, but I wanted to talk about the Alien series. Okay, that has been my main thing right now, is how much the Alien series, like just the Alien fandom, is just eating right now. We are eating terrifically, like just so much. There's so much going on. We got the new we got the sequel to fucking, what do you call it, Romulus, gonna be coming out. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be directed by the same guy, but it's written by him, which is still really good. And I'm hoping that we actually keep up with Rain and her story, because I really would like a trilogy out of that and just see what happens. And just a few days ago, there was something about possibly Ripley coming back, like maybe another movie with Ripley. Thing is, I don't really know how I feel about that. I don't really. I love her. Don't get me wrong. Her character is great, and Sigourney Weaver is a fucking icon. But I think we're done with her unless we retcon some stuff, because that's another thing I wanted to get into. Because man, because of Romulus just reigniting my love for the xenomorph and the alien like universe, I decided I should show my girlfriend some of the older Alien movies, because I've seen them all maybe one time, except which one? I think Resurrection. Actually, no. I think Resurrection and 3 are the ones I haven't really seen. So yeah, I definitely gotta go back through those. I can't remember exactly which ones, like the names off the top of my head, but we went through and watched all of those, and man, they God, yeah, they're not too great. There's quite a few misses, and that's if we're not counting the AVP movies, because I don't believe they're canon. But I'm going to be going into spoiler territory. If anybody hasn't seen Alien Earth, please go watch it. I'll try to give more of a heads up when I start to go more in depth into that show, because I do want to talk about it, because holy shit, that show is amazing and is already better than most of the movies that Alien actually had. So please definitely go check it out. Watch it. It's been great. Hulu just dropped this bombshell of a show, and then they're getting rid of Hulu. I think they're completely not liquidating it, but it's becoming more of Disney. So it's kind of weird. This was the last thing that they're like putting out before they like go away, unless things change. I don't really know. But Alien Earth, remarkable. Please watch it. All the characters are dope. The aliens that show up in that series are so fucking cool, man. I really dig all of them. I think I have a new favorite alien in just the overall span of the universe as well. But that's a bit here or there. We'll go there in a second. But as I'm talking about this, and I'm recording this before I ever go see Badlands, so Predator Badlands is going to be coming out now. Predator is another series that's eating very well right now because I love Predator 2. I'm pretty sure I've talked about that before. Predator 2 is, in my honest opinion, it's my favorite Predator movie. The shit's just fucking dope. It's over the top 90s action. There's just so much going on. The concrete jungle with a Yautja just running around in it, remarkable. So much stuff. At the end of that movie, there is this old pistol, like flintlock pistol. I think that's actually what it is. And he gets that after defeating the Predator. And we never see anything about it ever again in any of the other Predator movies. So whenever Prey came out, and at the end of that, we figure out that's the origin of that gun. So seeing that was great when that movie came out. And then now they just recently had Killer of Killers, the animated movie that's like an anthology, like 3 different stories going on in there. Another really good watch if you guys haven't seen it. It was great. And they actually did a I think they changed the ending of the movie where we actually got to see the protagonist of Predator 2 frozen in like a chamber. And it's like, brother, we are doing phenomenal right now. So Predator 2 fans, fucking stacked right now. And I can't wait to see what else is going to be coming. But we got Badlands, and there's a reason I'm talking about Predator and all that stuff. Badlands is now reintroducing Wayland Yutani into the universe of Predator. So a lot of people are speculating, are we going to be seeing another crossover event? And will this one actually be canon? Because AVP and AVP Requiem, they're, I think, considered not canon. So that's going to be a whole other thing. And in our little watch like series that we were doing, watching all the aliens, I wanted to show her those movies because I liked them when I was a kid. They were dope. AVP, passable. It's a very passable movie. It's dope. Some of the stuff in there is really cool. The action, all that's really cool. Requiem is where it gets a little weird. That movie, I've already told people, because I know the running joke is that movie is dark, but holy shit, we watched it in our living room, just pitch black, and it was still so fucking hard to see anything going on in that movie and just the details of the creatures itself. That movie is so goddamn dark, dude. It is fucking terrible. That should not be like a thing. Okay, that is definitely not a great movie by any means. It's very cheesy. You got the typical fucking like hero protagonist white dude with like leather jacket, blue jeans, and like some black and white shoes, and the spiky brown hair, clean shaven face. He has an attitude. He's like a reluctant hero, kinda. It's cheesy as fuck, dude. It's so fucking cheesy. And it's like back in the day, that's all you had to do to be a hero, was just be a white guy with some spiky hair and rock a leather jacket and some blue jeans. Like, you just got to look like alternative, which nowadays would probably be considered like the dad rock. Like, you probably have like a dad rock look back then. But the thing is, for that time, it was just alternative. But now, because things just keep aging out the ass, it's just dad rock. So he would look like he listens to trap, honestly, Nickelback on the weekends when he really feels like it. So like those type of things. That's kind of the vibe that he really gives off. But watched all that. So that's a big thing right there. But I want to go into my listing. I want to show off what I really labeled, like these in order. I know, and I'm curious. I want to know what everyone else got going on, you know. But I'm on Letterboxd. The link is going to be in the description down below. Okay. My list right now consists of Alien Romulus, Prometheus, Aliens, Alien, AVP. Like I said, that's if we're counting those, but I'm roping them in anyway, just overall the universe. Then we have Alien Resurrection, Alien Requiem, and then last Alien 3. Alien 3 was fucking dog shit, dude. That was terrible. A lot of these movies are just not good. And if you don't remember what Alien 3 is the prison planet one, where you got people just openly talking about how, like, yeah, they like rape people and like murder and all this other stuff, which I get it. It's a prison planet, you know, very dystopian, and I get it. But I don't know. It's just like very off-putting. Like, I don't know. I didn't like any of it. And man, the effects, I know it was the 90s. I think it was like actually 1990. I could be wrong. I know it was then, so they're trying to experiment with like a lot of the new technology, and it's cool. And it gave me the opportunity to kind of film bro explain to my girlfriend what all was going on when it comes to like how they do certain effects and stuff like that, because she's interested, but not super interested where she goes out of her way to look into these things, but she's interested in learning. So I was telling her about it, like, hey, the reason like these xenomorphs in this movie look like ass is because they're actually puppets, which is cool, and they look amazing. They really, really do look amazing. Like in the behind the scenes stuff, they look awesome, but they're done on a green screen, and the way they're backlit and everything, like pretty much like how all of this is like lit, they do that. But to put it in the film and to make it match, they obviously have to edit a lot of the coloring and all that stuff. And so to bring out more details, they starting to brighten it up. Thing is, whenever you start to brighten up those images where there isn't a whole lot of detail, you're not really going to get a whole lot. And then the light that is in detail, you're turning that up way more. Just like how like my stuff back here, like the lights is like overexposed. If you try to turn up the brightness on this video or anything in editing or whatever, that's just going to look like the goddamn sun behind me, because it's just going to like just expand and capture all that light that's around it. It's going to bring it out. And so they look weird. They look green. They look grainy. It just didn't do too well. Every now and then the close-up shots were pretty damn decent. Like that was, they had some good moments. Like one of the most iconic shots is from that movie where Ripley is like to the side, like facing to the side, and the alien is just right here. One of the most iconic shots, and it's in a fucking dog shit ass movie. Like, in all honesty, like that's just how it is. Unfortunately, that's it. Resurrection, where Ripley is cloned, that one's like, it was okay. I don't know. I can't really remember. It has Winona. You know, Winona's a babe. Always. Much respect to Winona. Yeah, that one was pretty all right. Like, it was definitely passable. There was some interesting stuff. You had Brad Dourif in there. You had fucking, I forgot the guy's name. What was the guy's name from the movie? Fuck, he played Hellboy. Fuck, what is it? I'm sorry that I'm actually typing. I know this isn't like what I normally do, but I'm not that I'm getting in a lazier way of editing, but it just, I want to treat it more real, I guess. I don't know, but I'm looking at the cast. Ron Perlman. It had Ron Perlman, and that is the only guy I've ever seen in my life that actually looks like an ape. He just looks like an ape. But I only know him as Hellboy, and my girlfriend knows him from Sons of Anarchy, which now I know him too. It was actually a good show. That was one of those shows where like she would have on, and I'd be like, yo, I'm not watching that. But then I'd catch myself watching it and be like, what's going on right now? And we did end up watching the whole series, and the whole series was really good. So I give it that. But point still stands. Homeboy just looks like an ape. But that's my listing on those. I know Prometheus is very all over the place. I just realized one I didn't put in there is I did not put Covenant. I honestly wouldn't know where to put Covenant. I just recently rewatched that when we were doing the whole weird rewatch party. God, I can't speak. I remember after my ex and we like split, and I ended up getting my own place. One of the first things I did was go watch a movie by myself, and it was not a bad experience. It was honestly kind of cool. And Alien Covenant was the first movie that I did that. And God, not a great experience. Well, just not a great watch. The experience was okay. It's just the fact I hated the movie so much. I really, really did. It was super disappointing because Prometheus was really high for me. I love Prometheus. And I know that's divisive amongst people, but I think it's an incredible piece that adds to the lore and just really deepens just everything about the Alien universe. So it's really cool. And obviously it means a lot with everything they did in Prometheus because they keep doing callbacks to the black goo. And the black goo is obviously very important. We saw it in Romulus. You know, that's what eventually led to the offspring. It's something that's going to keep coming back. Now, it's not mentioned in Alien Earth. So, or at least I don't think it's mentioned in Alien Earth. I would have to like double check. We were having watch parties for every weekend. It's a series I'll probably definitely rewatch again now that it's actually over. So good. And it's just a very important little detail that they've put in and they're sticking with it. And that's what makes me wonder, what are we going to do with the continuity of everything? Because it's a little fuzzy because like I said, these movies are not great. So obviously the top 4, Alien, Romulus, Prometheus, Aliens, Alien, and then I'm not counting the AVPs. Alien Resurrection and Alien 3 are not good, and they take place the furthest in the universe. I think they're very terrible, and we should not pretty much come up with anything after. I think that's why they keep trying to operate in this space before the original Alien and a little after Alien. They try to stay before Aliens, pretty much, because if I remember correctly, Romulus takes place between Alien and Aliens. So it's like, what's you know, like they want to play in this part. They really don't want to go to the other end of the spectrum, which I completely understand. So it makes me wonder if they do want to bring back Sigourney Weaver and just Ripley in general. I think we should probably retcon and just completely get rid of Resurrection and 3. It's not worth it. They're not great movies. I don't know too many people that are just super gung-ho for those movies, so I don't know if it's actually worth it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really hope we do something with that. If they do bring her back, I think that's the only way, is if they just say, hey, those movies we're not doing. We're gonna do legacy type stuff, like how they did with Halloween, and I forgot whatever else they were doing that with. But I know Halloween was like the main one. We're like, hey, we got all these movies that are just not very good. We're just gonna follow up to the other ones instead. Okay, I had to pause because my allergies were acting up. So every now and then you may see that. So there's not going to be a whole lot of cuts, but it would come off that way because I'm pausing when I'm recording. I'm trying to do things a little more efficient, guys, to where it makes it super easy for me later down the road. So I'm going to try to keep a lot of this, you know, just going the way it is, a little more natural. Like I said, raw, just like your mom likes it. Boom. Okay. So I do want to get into Alien Earth, since that's kind of the most recent thing that's been going on. And now this show is remarkable. I highly recommend it. This, if I remember correctly, when does this take place exactly? This takes place, hold on. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing all the typing. Yeah, it's like I'm right here. It's like I didn't feel like pausing. So it starts out Prometheus in 2089, Alien Covenant 2104, Alien Earth. So that's gonna take place. Well, we're definitely gonna get a sequel to that. So it's gonna be taking place for a while between this. But Alien Earth is 2 years before Alien, because it's 2120 for Alien Earth, 2122 for Alien, the 1979 original, and then we have Romulus, and then Aliens, Alien 3, and Resurrection. So that's where we, you know, that's where we get into it. It gets super far into the future. There's just 300 years of lore, and that's amazing. That's remarkable. But I feel like we don't need to go past anything else, because from the last two movies, Alien 3 and Resurrection, it's 2179 and then 2381. It's such a massive jump that we don't need it. I really think we don't need any of this stuff at all. So we could stop at 2179, which is Aliens, and go from there. Figure out what the hell is going on, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little fuzzy on some things. I got some questions because Alien Earth, it makes it like a little off for me, because it shows that Wayland, and this is before their Wayland no. It's still Wayland. No, it's still Wayland Yutani. So when Wayland Yutani is like a thing right there, it's like, wait a minute. They already know about xenomorphs. Xenomorphs have already been on Earth and other alien species. So it's like they knew all of this all along. So it really just makes how the major companies are just that much worse. I mean, you already get to see, and I don't know if anybody else really knows this, but on Alien Earth, there's not really like countries, so to say. It's mainly depicted as areas that are owned by major businesses, and there's only 5. So there's 5 major corporations that just own land. That is pretty fucking wild to think about, and honestly, we're not that far off, dude. There's always something buying up so much, and everybody knows about BlackRock and how much they buy up like property. They own all these different things. It's a huge pyramid that you would actually have to go and break down. There's just so much going on there. So it's not far off. It's very close to what we got going on. So I think we could play in this little area just from 2089 all the way to 2179. That's no biggie. We could deal with that. That's great. We can work with that. There's so much to do in between there, especially if they keep adding things in between. We're definitely going to get a season 2 of Alien Earth. I don't know what the hell is going to happen in it, because I got to go over everything that was going on. And I'll give you guys like little breakdowns, since I have like stuff right here of the episodes, because I'm going to need a bit of a refresher. But man, it was so good. And the first thing I have to talk about whenever we're getting into this is the Teocellus. I think that's how you say it. It is this little alien like eyeball that actually digs in. It uses like these tentacles. So it's an eye with a bunch of tentacles. So for the people that are only listening, it's just one eye with like quite a few tentacles. But the thing is, it has a bunch of irises. It's I hope I'm saying, is it irises for like multiple? I don't know if it's like plural that way, but it has like quite a few. So it can look 360 all the way around. It just has multiple irises on this one giant like white eye. And what it does is it attaches to the face, I guess, of any animal, as long as it has an eye, and it just starts like tearing at the flesh and then digging into the eye and then popping out the other one, and just completely replaces and takes over that being. And it looks so sick every time it attaches to something or someone, because it's just like bloody right here with a bulging eye. So it's pretty crazy looking. It looks awesome. That is probably the smartest fucking thing I've seen in this universe. We all know xenomorphs can be pretty like cunning and clever, but man, that thing knows. It's an instigator from hell. It just sits back and observes everything, and it knows what it's doing, and it really does get the job done. And I love that little guy, and I can't wait to see what else comes of it. And I know we're going to see more. That has to be a fan favorite, because I just know people were talking all about this thing. I've already seen the fan art. I've already seen people making little replicas of the little guy and everything. It's awesome. It's so cool. But in the show, we get to see 5 different aliens. So we got the xenomorph, and then it's a bit of a different type too. It looks different. It wasn't chestated. Well, we see like a few xenomorphs. It wasn't chestated inside of like somebody. It was actually done pretty much. It was a test tube baby, and it had somebody's like actual lung, and they just grew it inside of a tube. That's kind of what was really going on. So I don't know if there's anything as to why, but it has a very interesting look with like white markings and stuff. Very cool, honestly. Not bad. But we got the xenomorph, we got the face huggers, of course you see those. But we got the Teocellus, and then we have these leech like parasites. They honestly they just drain the fuck out of you like blood. They're just massive ticks, in all honesty. And then there's this plant one as well. The plant one they took forever to show off. They were teasing us with that one so hard, and on the very last episode, we finally got to see that thing in action. And holy shit, that thing was weird. It was weird as hell. And then there was also another one, some sort of like beetle that was there. It could like spit up this acid or something. It's pretty much digesting its food outside of its body first before like sucking it up into its body, and it only ate inorganic material, or no, organic material. Inorganic. I think I'm getting that right. I might be fucking up my words here. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but it's able to break down stuff. But before I get into like spoilery territory, this is your warning. I am going to start getting into the spoilers when it comes to Alien Earth. So the premise of the show, and this is something else that I feel a little weird about, and I feel like it messes with the continuity a little bit, and it makes me wonder what's really going on. Like, I don't know. I guess we're just seeing all these advancements, and it's like, okay, why don't we have these advancements in the other thing, like in the other movies? This is where it kind of goes into like the issue of making prequels or anything like that to old movies, because it's like they didn't have the technology back then, and this wasn't part of the story back then, so this is obviously an add-on. And so it creates that little hole where it's like, okay, but if this was here in this time, why didn't we see anything like that back then? Obviously everybody's gonna nitpick because it's one of those things. It's just a continuity thing, and so it's something we kind of gotta keep an eye out. I had to pause again. My fucking allergies are acting up. I have a cat who is in heat, and she's just rubbing her ass on everything, and it's so annoying. So I have an allergy pill, but I'm still like sneezing and stuff every now and then. And my fucking nose is leaking more than your mother. Boom, got you. And what was I saying? Okay, so this universe, what we got going on, or at least in this show, we're following this very young like genius, and he's becoming pretty much like the rising company. He's the fifth one that's joining and taking over land and advancements in technology and science and all that stuff. So it takes place after this ship just crashes into his area that belongs to Yutani, and it's carrying the xenomorph and all these other aliens. So he gets a hold of that and he starts using it. He is actually researching something else. He is chasing immortality, which that's just how it is, man. That old white people just really, really want to do that. They want to live forever. And so this is a very young kid, but still, that's kind of what everybody wants to try to do. Anybody, anywhere, in any type of movie where they're chasing immortality, it's usually like an old white guy. But we take care of that. So they wrap up all those creatures, and so he diverges from his original like science exploration into that. He wants to know more about the aliens. He wants to see what they're doing. He wants to know what they want them for, how to weaponize them. He wants to do all of that. But his main project is pretty much taking a human and implanting their consciousness into a synthetic. And we have not seen that in any of the alien movies. We've only had synths and just the regular human beings. But in this, we have synths, we have androids, and then we have humans, and then of course like the aliens. So we got like so many different types of just different things going on. Androids, cool as hell. Honestly, one of the best characters in the show is definitely they got everyone. Honestly, everything. Like the best alien in the show for me has to be the Teocellus. And then the best human, human, I wouldn't really know. Probably the brother. The brother might be the one. Here, let me look at the cast. Yeah, so the brother is definitely going to be the guy, I would say, out of the best humans. Well, no, honestly, the doctor. The doctor, Arthur. Arthur, I think, is the best human that we have in the show because he's just a great dude. And this is when I'm in spoiler territory, by the way. He doesn't deserve the shit that happened to him at the end of the show, dude. So much was going on. I feel so bad for this guy, and it's still gonna be happening in season 2. So fuck, he didn't deserve that. But then we got the best synthetic, in my opinion. It's gonna be Kirsch, played by Timothy Oliphant. Timothy Oliphant. I don't know. He's a babe of a dude. That's a fucking hunk right there. But him with the white hair, the white eyebrows, he just looks good. And the way he just plays his character is so fucking good throughout this show. I really, really love it. So Kirsch, I think, is definitely my favorite character in the whole show. But if we're going based off synths, he's definitely the best one. But we have the hybrids, which is the kids. Oh yeah, I didn't specify. Yeah, they're taking like terminally ill kids and putting them in adult bodies. So that's a whole thing out of its own. And major shout out to the cast. They really know how to mimic playing children. Okay, they fucking do it. And especially Smee. They're all named after like Lost Boys and stuff because obviously the super smart guy is obsessed with some sort of like children's thing and he makes it his whole shtick. So those are the hybrids. Now, favorite one out of them, I think the main one is Wendy. Wendy is our main protagonist throughout the whole show. She's the first hybrid that they actually make, and bro, they make her ridiculously strong. I like her character, don't get me wrong, and Sydney Chandler does an incredible job. They just made her a bit too OP, and that's what I'm kind of worried about. She's able to manipulate like the screens, like anytime there's like security footage or anything like that, she's able to just like scroll through it. She's pretty much pulling a Lucy, like Scarlett Johansson, where she just like super interconnected with the world around her, and she's almost like godlike abilities. She has super strength, durability, she's immortal. It's like just all these different things, and I just feel like they might have made her a bit too powerful. But that's where it goes into question. It's like, okay, we actually have these things and other companies know about it. Utani knows about it. So it's like, why wasn't any of this stuff like replicated later in any of the newer, or not newer, but any of the older shows and stuff? So that's where you can kind of see like, oh man, this is just a thing they came up with, and we're just doing prequels and all this stuff now taking place between all this and that. But what was the other one? Oh, an android. We don't see too many androids, but the Morrow, that's his character. I do not know how to say his real name, the actor, but he does an incredible job. Him and Timothy honestly were kind of stealing the show for me. They were the best characters. So if you do watch it, definitely keep an eye out for Morrow and Kirsch. Those guys fucking rule. Kirsch is my dude, and I hope to see way more with him. He did great, and Timothy just looked awesome playing as him. But so they're doing the research on that, and then they have all these other kids, and Wendy just starts teaching all these other kids to kind of be adults while still being a child themselves. So it just becomes like a whole thing of we're chasing immortality, but now there's these aliens, and I want to know more about the aliens. And they're important to Yutani, so I got to keep them, and it becomes like a whole battle thing to the point Yutani just at the end of the show, it's just all out war. She just sends like just a fleet just to go and apprehend or even just destroy like everything on that island. So it becomes like a huge thing. There's this huge conflict. So it's cool adding more than just, oh, hey, look, aliens and they're just killing people. Granted, I eat that shit up. It's really cool. I do love some of the alien movies, obviously, but I do love when they actually start to go deeper into the lore. Like, I want them to go deep, like, you know, just fucking fist and go in there, man. Like, give me more, you know, give me everything you got. Give me every inch. I want to know, okay? I want to know everything that you're coming up with. I want to know your intentions, all right? I want to know your intentions with me and my mind and how far you want to go and how deep we're going. That's what it is. Full on penetrate me, dude, with everything. I want to know the lore, everything. And another thing this show had going for it is at the end of every like episode, they had a needle drop. I can't remember all the songs, but they had some great songs just playing at the end of these. And I know my favorite one was Chirp Rock by the Smashing Pumpkins. So when I started hearing that guitar riff, I'm like, yo, it is one of the greatest, like nastiest sounding guitars like ever. So I really do love that song, and that, you know, put that back in my rotation for like a good couple days after hearing it there. That wasn't a fart, that was my chair if you didn't hear that, just saying. But not lying about it. But yeah, this, it's just, we're eating so well when it comes to Aliens, and I can't wait to see what we're doing. If we are getting another like AVP kind of crossover, I really want to know what are we going to do there, because Badlands looks awesome, okay? And if you haven't seen the trailer, this is when we see Elle Fanning. She's playing a synthetic. And dude, I know it blew my mind. And when I was on Twitter, it really, you know, set Twitter ablaze in a good way. Like, it just ignited a fire, because you just saw like this person hanging. You thought she was dead, but then you see the eyes and you see the Weyland-Yutani logo, just like how they did with Andy and Alien Romulus. And it's like, oh shit. We have synthetics in a Predator movie. We have Weyland-Yutani in a Predator movie. So we could be going through this shit again. Or maybe this is just them trying to lead to an AVP3 and it's going to be its own separate thing. I don't know, because same thing with Alien. Predator movies just aren't doing so hot. I'm not going to lie. And I'm definitely going to have some people not agree with me here. But I personally don't like Predator 1 too much. I'm gonna say it. I just don't really care for it too much. It's not my thing. Predator 2 is my goat. You got The Predator, which what the fuck happened in The Predator? What was that one? Was The Predator good? Oh, Predators. Predators was good. I think The Predator was fucking yeah, The Predator was fucking ass. This one was terrible. Okay. This was from 2018, and it had like a good cast of people. Honestly, there's cool people in. Excuse me, burp. There's cool people in it, but holy shit, this movie was fucking ass, dude. The takeaway that I got from this movie, and it's kind of funny. Okay, I just see a lot of autism memes. It's autism is like a superpower. That's pretty much what they say. Autism is a superpower, and it's, I don't know. It's fucking weird. They had some cool gore and like some kills and stuff that was like kind of cool. But man, The Predator was fucking terrible. And I'm pretty sure nobody ever wants to really talk about that one again. But Prey, really good. Predator 2, really good. Not counting the AVPs. And then what else? I don't think there's really anything else going on. 'Cause Predators wasn't bad. It had Topher Grace in it. I remember that. I can't remember who else was in it. But yeah, so both franchises kind of need a little more life, and it would be really nice to get something going. We're doing fine. They're both headed in a really good direction. I really, really want to have hope for this. I'm hoping they're doing a trilogy with Rain Carradine's character, because I love it. I really, really do. Like, dude, I have the fucking xenomorph from Romulus right here on my thing, the little electrical where it was about to be aborted, you know, the little see-through. It looked really cool. I got the alien head right here as well, just chilling on my desk, man. Like, I'm obviously a fan, and I really, really want to see where we're going. And I even got this cool alien poster from like somebody I don't necessarily care for, but hey, they just did something cool, and I'm like, all right, thanks, that's awesome, you know. So can't always judge a book by its cover. Alien will just bring out the best in people. So we just got to keep doing better, keep doing those things, and just keep heading in this direction. So I really, really hope it's going to be good, because I don't want them to do anything weird. I don't want to see people getting killed off screen like they did Newt or anything like that. I don't want that. The people don't want that. We want to keep going in a good direction and have great movies and be excited about this franchise again, because other than just a little bit of crumbs here and there, it's like, man, we want something good. Like, these franchises can keep going for like a little bit, just, you know, tell a good story. And I feel like they did that with Alien Earth. So if you haven't seen it, highly recommend checking it out. It's definitely worth it. What else? I highly doubt anybody gives a shit, but another thing that's been taking up my time is Fortnite. I play a lot of fucking Fortnite, dude. And this Fortnitemares, which is something they do every October, is stacked out the ass, man. It is ridiculous, okay? We're getting Art the Clown, we're getting the Grabber from Black Phone. And then who else we got? We got the Scooby-Doo gang. We got Ghostface in. Immediately bought him. And I'm trying to think who else is going. I don't know, but there's like, oh, Jason is in there as well. So it's just a completely stacked year. And I'm gonna be spending probably near $100. I've kind of already spent nearly $100 in V-Bucks just where I could buy all these characters. But now there's also rumors we're going to be getting an Alien collab, and I wasn't going to believe it at first. I would say I'm a 6 out of 10 in believing, because that list that I just named, all of that was leaked like a couple weeks ago, and then it came out, and then they had the video showing all the characters, like, you know, that Fortnite is going to be coming out with. Like, it was in an official like trailer for the Fortnitemares, and dude, holy shit. So now I'm kind of believing it. I don't know who we would get if they actually did this collaboration. I would love Rain. I would love the new Xenomorph that was right there. You know, a different look, because they already have the Xenomorph in the game, and they have the Yautja in the game as well. But unfortunately, the Yautja is Battle Pass locked, since they don't do any of that. And I know I'm talking about Fortnite. You guys might not give a shit. But I'm just saying, this just shows the Alien universe is just in a really good place. And I'm hoping we keep this momentum up, because I don't know. I'm excited. Dude, I really, really want the shoes. Holy fuck. The shoes that they came out with, they're probably like the only other shoes I would buy. I only wear Vans, but I will totally buy some Reeboks of the version of Rain Carradine's shoes. I'll try to have a picture of them somewhere. They look amazing. They look way better than the original ones that they came out with whenever they were trying to replicate the original look of Ripley's shoes. But thing is, the issue with those, they were so white, they were so clean. But with Rain Carradine's like version of those stompers, they look awesome. They have the wear and tear look. You know, they got a bit of like the dirt and grime look. It looks amazing, and I really, really want them. But thing is, they're like a couple $100, so that's kind of like the issue when it comes to that. But yeah, that was kind of the main thing I just really wanted to talk about, was just the Alien series in general. So this might end up being a little bit of a shorter episode, maybe so. But no, it's just good to be back. I just want to ramble for a little bit. It's really cool to be back. I do want to get back into it. Obviously, you guys see the new setup, the new digs, my comics, my only Playboy, my Scream mask. I got everything here. We got into a new house, but we did some traveling. You know, we've been doing conventions and stuff like that. I got to meet some people. I got to talk to some people. I recently talked to the brother, Elliot, from Terrifier 3, and he was really cool. He didn't have very many people in his line, unfortunately, but any other time I saw him, he was busy. But at the time, he didn't really have anybody, and I was like, I don't have money because I just paid to be here. We rented an Airbnb, and we're buying food, and mainly there for the panels. And so went up and talked to him about his death in part 3. I'm hoping we see him in part 4 if anything changes. Maybe if they try to retcon something a little bit, because it was a little weird that he just died off screen. People don't like that. Stop killing off your characters off screen, okay? It's fucking dog shit. Nobody wants that, okay? Even if it's characters we don't like, I feel like even then we're like, no, I wanted to see this guy fucking die. You know, I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, he died because so and so. Cool. I wanted to see that, dude. Like, what the hell? But that's just me. I digress. But yeah, did that. Met Jerry Trainer. Awesome dude. Really cool guy. Had a panel with him. Talked to him for a minute. Yellowjackets. If you guys are big into Yellowjackets, I've wanted to do a podcast on Yellowjackets. But God, there's just so much stuff with that. So I don't know. But I definitely want to. My girlfriend got me hooked on that show. That show is, oh dude, that show is like, Ooh, fuck Lottie, dude. I can't stand Lottie. All right, if you guys are Yellow Jackets fans, you're listening to this. Fuck Lottie, bro. She should have died long time ago. Every single episode, I was like, this better be the episode she fucking dies, dude. I was waiting for so long. Okay, so long. I gotta sneeze. I'm gonna pause. All right, had to take care of that. Cool. I will say this since we're talking about Yellow Jackets. My favorite character right now, all right, whatever, words. Misty. Misty's my favorite character. I don't care. And for all you people that like Shauna, something is wrong with you, dude. You should not be liking Shauna. Shauna and Lottie. Fucking both, bro. They should have died a long time ago. Misty, she has her issues, okay? She has her issues. And my other favorite is Sophie Thatcher, you know, Natalie. But that's because of Sophie Thatcher, and Natalie is 100% my type out of like everyone there. So that's like nor here nor there. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I want to get into that, but there's just like so much. And I just heard from my girlfriend, because she got me into the show, because it was another one of those shows like, bro, why are you watching that, man? But then I find myself fucking watching it. And then whenever she started to get me on it, I'm like, hey, I'll check out an episode. You watch this, I'll watch this. A little give and take. So if you guys have partners out there or like friends or anything you guys do this with, share stuff with each other. 50-50, okay? That's what you should do. Let's try to meet in the middle. You show me something, I show you something. You know, that's how a lot of us lost our innocence, okay? So we do that, and I got hooked. I got so hooked. I told her, like, we were binge watching it like every day for a while, and I'm just like, we're not watching anything else. I want to watch Yellow Jackets right now. Like we're going, and I wasn't gonna watch it without her, but it's like, okay, hey, you're home now from work? Cool. I've been waiting all day. We are gonna watch Yellow Jackets, and we just fucking watch it for like as long as we could. So Yellow Jackets episode probably coming in the future. Who knows? Maybe I'll get my girlfriend in on it. I don't really know. We will see. But there's a lot of things I want to do, man. We went to Atlanta to see Bring Me the Horizon. That's where I got this cool Devil May Cry inspired shirt from their merch table, since all the ones I really wanted sold out. But then I grabbed this one, and I love Devil May Cry. So honestly, this shirt really grew up on me. So now I'm digging this. But yeah, we took time in Atlanta. Atlanta was really cool. If you want to keep up with any of my stuff, socials are down below. Really cool if you want to keep up and engage. By all means, make comments, recommend me movies to watch, anything at all, or you just even open the discussion talking about the show or anything like that. Because, dude, this show was so good. And I believe episode 5 all the way to 8, that's where shit really picks up. And I'm not saying like, oh, that's when it gets good. No, it's already good from the first episode. But man, it starts to get so fucking good because I didn't even get into it. God, well, I don't know why I'm getting into this, and I still got some time. Okay, the effects. Obviously, there's CGI in the show. Okay, but it doesn't look bad. It looks good. A lot of times, it looks pretty good. But man, the close-ups of like the alien and everything they were doing, so good. And this is some of the most violent ways you actually see like aliens act in this universe. Fucking gnarly, dude. It's so good. And my favorite is the Teocellus. Definitely, I can't wait to see more. I don't think a movie could be made about this thing. You probably could if you stretch it, but I feel like that's not what the people want. I feel like what we do want is just more. It's better off as a side character or whatever. And I feel like my screen's like black. Why are you so black? All right. So my color went back to normal. So now I'm not super bright or anything like that if you guys are watching. But yeah, I think it's better off as a side character in something. I don't know how well it would do on its own, at least for a full-length movie, because there's episodes and just some scenes that go on for a few minutes, and it's intense, it's cool, it's menacing. There's just so much going on, and it is definitely the smartest creature in this universe that we're observing right now, and I really can't wait to see what all they're going to do with it, because I'm sure a lot of people want more of this little fucking guy, and that's amazing. We need more stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know if I'll actually do too much editing on this. I might try to add some stuff here and there, maybe, or I might just put it out the way it is, just because it's been a minute and I do want to get back into the habit. It's just, I get a new job now, trying all this different stuff. We think we want to move to Atlanta maybe at some point in the next 2 years, because Atlanta just felt super homey. They felt like they had culture. There was just like so much going on. So it's like, it'd be really cool to actually, I don't know, get into that. But I do want to start doing these again. So I'll be getting back into it. So please recommend me some stuff, reach out to me, follow on social medias. Yeah, do all that really cool stuff. I don't have a cookies fortune for you guys today, not like normal, but I would say go with what I was saying in the very beginning about, making time for yourself, time management. Well, with great time management, you can honestly do so many cool things and actually do a lot. You can be very productive. So I highly recommend it. Trying to get better at that, because I'm trying to get better at that. Get better at your mental health, because I'm also trying to get better at that. It's just be the better version of you. Just keep doing that. Okay. But until next time, be excellent, be kind, subscribe to the podcast.